Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a Chief Analyst in AUDJPY Research and Analysis, and this is Daily Analytical Report. We are back after 2 weeks. We had seminars in Southeast Asia, in Malaysia and Philippines, but now we are back in town and we are back with our Daily Analytical Report. And today a lot is happening, and actually this is very busy week, very busy. So without a further ado, let me show you the calendar. What do we have here? We started Monday with Mario Draghi, with Mark Carney. Mario Draghi was also a hero in the last week, and you will see this on the chart of euro dollar, for example. Today we had another vote on Brexit, one of many. What we should expect tomorrow is inflation from Australia, important data for the Australian dollar, obviously, inflation from Germany, and also FOMC press conference, policy statement, rate decision. It is expected that the rate will remain the same. We do have a press conference first from the series because from this press conference, Fed will have a press conference after every policy statement and rate decision, not like in the previous year, but we do not expect any major changes here. On Thursday, we will not slow down because we will have rate decision from Australia and GDP from Eurozone and pack-off data from Eurozone. And on Friday, as it will be the first Friday of the month, it will be 1st of February, we will have non-farm payrolls, we will have labor force participation rate, when we will have also PMIs. PMIs not only from US ISM manufacturing PMI, but also from leading economies in Eurozone. So this is the calendar, definitely very busy. This week we can get some exciting movements. So with that being said, let me show you the charts right now. About fundamentals, what is happening on the market? Well, we ended the government shutdown, but it can come back in February, but it's not such a big deal. I think that the main focus right now is on the trade wars, trade tensions between China and America. They're about to talk, and we'll see if it will bring us any interesting news. Let's focus on the technicals now. That's what we do, that's what works for us. So first, gold, because gold is in a very gold is on a yearly highs, right? First of all, second thing important for gold is that we are having the positive start of the year, and look at this. It shouldn't be a surprise for you. We are talking about this for quite a long time, that the past few years we have only positive starts, positive beginnings of the year for gold. So here is 2014 upswing, 15 upswing, 16 upswing, 17 upswing, 18 upswing for a few weeks, and this year also an upswing. Now we are on $1,307 for ounce, right? $1,307, which is not a random place. I am watching this price closely for the past few years because it all started in 2015, as you can see, early highs. Then resistance here in 2016, support, resistance, then a resistance, then a support, and now it's a resistance. It's a wide area, right, from 1,307, 1,308. Recent movements on gold are very technical, so we respected the horizontal support, we respected the horizontal resistance, support, broken resistance became a support. In the meantime, we had this support which was tested as a resistance. And this week started with the test of the recent resistance as a closest support and the breakout attempt for the resistance. As for now, it is an attempt. I'm not saying it's a definite breakout because for the final outcome we have to still wait. Price closing a day above this orange resistance here will open us a way towards $1,357 per ounce. Why this level? Well, because it was a resistance in 2018. Okay, so this is definitely our aim. Apart from the horizontal resistance, we do have a dynamic one here when we connect the tops from 2014. As you can see here, here, here. And price close that, well, in my opinion, that definitely will be respected as resistance. Not maybe by sellers, but by the buyers who will take profits. Okay, so we should have a bounce anyway. But we can think about the potential breakout of this area. And the breakout of this area will bring us a super strong long-term buy signal on gold. This is my view on this precious metal, which is positive, and yeah. Now Bitcoin. Bitcoin, what is happening on the Bitcoin is that we had the sideways trend here, right? This rectangle since the 10th of January. Rectangle most recently resulted with the breakout to the downside. Okay, fair enough, it was more or less expected. Especially after this drop which happened on 10th and 11th of January. The price was also below this resistance, so in general this drop was expected. Now also Bitcoin behaved very, let me show you, very technically. So broken support was tested as a resistance, then a drop, and now we are aiming this blue area. Why this blue area? This blue area is around $2,900. Why we are getting there? Because in my opinion, this is an ultimate target for Bitcoin. Here it was a resistance in 2017 and 2018. It was a support in 2017 as well. I'm sorry, it was a resistance in 2017 in May, June, in July, and it was a support in September. So that's an important level from 2017, and it can be a long-term support for Bitcoin. If the blue area will be broken, the next one is orange area, but I do not wish this to happen to anyone because most of the Bitcoin holders right now bought somewhere here. So I think the level of the pain threshold was already broken here with this. I don't think that there are many people left who bought here, but if there are, price dropping to $1,000 would be really devastating, if it's not devastating enough right now. So long story short, the overall sentiment for Bitcoin is negative. That was gold, that was Bitcoin, and last one is euro dollar. Those three instruments I mentioned on the trading sniper video. Because I think that these are the best free trading occasions on the market. This is euro dollar. What happened? You remember the symmetric triangle, breakout to the downside, correction, drop. And that was a flag. Flag resulted with the breakout to the downside. So the strong sell signal was created. But the thing is that it was a false breakout here, because the price did not go lower and stopped on a horizontal support created by those lows from November and from December. The price reversed. This is a V-shaped reversal, and a false breakout pattern. And V-shaped reversals and false breakout patterns are usually very strong signals to do the opposite. So in this case, to go long. Probably you're looking for a target for this. So target for this is an orange resistance, and price can get there relatively soon. About the Fibos, as you can see, sometimes it is not worth to put Fibos on the chart because they don't give you actually anything and this is the case here as well. We'll see, maybe later those fibos will help. Let's look on the charts, on the other charts. So we will do the fresh analysis live. That's what I like to do, to show the decision-making process. Dow Jones, I don't trade Dow Jones. For the American indexes, I would prefer S&P 500. But let's do the dollar index. Let's see what is happening on the dollar index, and dollar is going significantly lower. That can be reflected in the price of the euro dollar, obviously, because dollar index is mostly a euro dollar. But also you can see this from the situation on gold. On the dollar index, what do you have here is a drop, broken support, tested as resistance, wedge, and a drop. So this is definitely negative. Breakout of this, okay, let's change the color. Breakout of the black line will be definitely negative for the long-term situation on the dollar index. This looks interesting. I will keep this chart alive because I want to see what will happen. Breakout of the black line should give us a momentum for the price to test 38.2. Let's check Australian dollar to Canadian dollar. Okay. Here, first of all, you can see how beautifully the support was tested as a resistance. All right. And this line got broken. But I guess this one is the most important right now. I don't see any good trading opportunity here, so remove. I'm gonna remove the chart here. Here you see I also don't find this setup interesting. There is nothing. You can see that we are still under the influence of this flash crash that we had here at the beginning of the year, and we are trying to make it look a bit better from the technical point of view. All right, this looks interesting because we have support, then after the breakout it's tested as a resistance, which potentially is a good selling opportunity, but I wouldn't sell now. I would wait for this support to be broken first, because let's say that since 10th of January the price is in a sideways trend, which actually happened also here on Bitcoin, for example, also from 10th of January. So yes, Australian dollar to Japanese yen stays here. We are waiting for the breakout. Let's see if the fibos make sense. A bit they do. Let's leave them here. Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar going down. This tail is destroying all the technical situation here, so I will not fight with it. Australian dollar to American dollar. Not really here, I don't see anything interesting. Canadian dollar to Swiss franc. This one was good. We had this breakout here. We had this resistance here. That's a V-shaped reversal that can be considered as a false breakout. You see they are losing momentum. Here, here, here. Maybe we'll see a further drop. But the long-term situation here is kind of positive. I like it. Alright, so breakout of the orange line will bring us a short-term correction. Breakout. On the other hand, we have clear resistance here, which I will change the colors. So breakout of the green line will be positive. Let's leave this chart. As you can see, I'm not focusing on major instruments. There is no point. I'm just looking for trading setups everywhere where I can find them. Canadian dollar to Japanese yen, you remember this head and shoulder formation, broken neckline, which is a false breakout, and this false breakout opens us a way towards new highs. The thing is that again we lost the momentum, but those resistances and supports are pretty they look nice from the technical point of view. To have a resistance like this, we cannot we cannot forget about this major neckline here. Breakout of the lower orange line, short-term correction towards those lows. But in general, the flag can continue towards the upper green line and then we can have a drop. I will just leave this chart. Swiss dollar, there's nothing like Swiss dollar. Swiss franc to Japanese yen. What we do have here is a pennant. I think support of the pennant is pretty safe, but the resistance might have been broken if we consider, for example, like this. But there is no buying momentum here, so that's not a good signal. Euro to Australian dollar, resistance here, and the price cannot decide really if the price wants to go up or down. That can be perceived as a double triple top formation and an invitation to go short, but I'm not so sure about this. Like this support. Okay, so breakout of the weekly lows will be an invitation for the price to go short. Euro to Canadian dollar. On the weekly, this is a head and shoulder pattern. A really nice head and shoulder pattern. Long-term support. Looks promising, but it's hard for me to find an entry on the lower time frames. Euro to Swiss franc, here I was having a position here. I was hoping for an upswing, but the price went down. My stop profit was taken somewhere here, and then we had this reversal. That's still kind of a left shoulder head and a right shoulder. It looks better on a daily chart, left shoulder head and a right shoulder. But we will see if we will manage to succeed here. What is happening is this double bottom formation here, which is taken obviously from this resistance. So resistance, resistance, support, support. That was my view why I opened this position. Here we broke into trend lines, so it's supposed to go down. This is the movement from ECB. Unfortunately, it happened like this. Well, I cannot do anything with that. But still, the setup looks really promising. so let's leave it. Euro to pound, that just looks like a correction, and this correction should end with a further drop. Resistance here. Yes, it can result with a further downswing. Euro to Japanese yen with a nice bearish setup. Why? Well, first of all, resistance, support, support, resistance. Also, what is this formation? That's, let's say, let's connect those two and those. This is a flag or a wedge. It promotes a continuation of the main trend. The main trend was bearish, so we should see the bearish breakout to the downside. Support here. So price getting there will be a nice invitation to go short. Euro to New Zealand dollar, our next instrument. Okay, we had to wait a little bit. Okay, we are back. Euro to New Zealand dollar. It was not worth to wait because there is nothing here. Head and shoulder pattern, but already expired. So no interesting trading setup here. Yes. British pound Australian dollar. Let's check this one out. Downswing, correction, downswing. This should result with a drop, but the price for the proper trading signal we would need to see the breakout of this green area. That would create a head and shoulder pattern. That would create and this wedge. So only this can bring us a sell signal. And the long term, obviously. British pound to Canadian dollar. Let me remove those objects. On a daily chart, downswing, correction, downswing, correction. We should see a drop, but the price is putting pressure on the resistance, so maybe this bearish setup will be broken. No further comments. British pounds to Swiss franc. Not much is happening here. British pound to Japanese yen. Not much is happening here either. British pound to New Zealand dollar. All right. First, we need to highlight this area because it is very important. So this can be considered as a false breakout and also head and shoulder pattern. Interesting. We have head and shoulder pattern here as well, a bit bigger one, smaller, I'm sorry. But it looks like a positive situation for the British pound to New Zealand dollar. Here is the lower line of the correction. Here is the upper line of the correction. Downswing drop. It should result with a downswing, but the sell signal will be triggered only when the price will break the green area. As long as we are above, the sentiment is kind of positive. Why? Because we are above this green area still. Let's check the cable. Obviously, we will not analyze all the instruments on this occasion. We will leave something for tomorrow. Let's remove those objects from the previous chart. Alright, so what is happening on the cable is the breakout of the long-term dynamic resistance, and this on the daily chart can be perceived as a double bottom formation, 1-2 breakout, and it can be a proper reversal for the pound. If there is a short-term trading occasion, we need to see on hourly chart, and on hourly chart, yes, there is a short-term buying occasion. So the horizontal resistance was tested as a support, and we are now trying to break the dynamic resistance. Actually, we are doing it right now, and it looks promising. It looks like the dynamic resistance was broken. No, this is the support. Alright guys, so this is how the situation looks like on some of the instruments. Look, we have much more. We will continue with this tomorrow. Let me just quickly recap the situation for you. So euro dollar is advancing higher. We are on yearly highs, trying to close the day above $1,307.8 per ounce, which is a long-term ultimate resistance. Bitcoin drops, situation is negative. Euro dollar rises, situation is positive. Dollar index is negative. Australian dollar to Japanese yen waiting for the breakout. Canadian dollar to Swiss franc breakout of the green line buy, breakout of the orange line sell. Canadian dollar to Japanese yen breakout of the lower orange line sell. Euro to Australian dollar breakout of the lower green line sell. Euro to Swiss franc price closing a day above the green line buy. Euro to Japanese yen price closing a day above the green line buy, price closing below the lower green line sell. British pound to New Zealand dollar price closing below the green line sell, and British pound to American dollar, this is buy, and this is actually buy with a relatively low risk. And let's see the potential reward here. If we agree that this is the area of the resistance, let's use most recent resistances. Alright, so we do have a stop loss on 40 pips, take profit on 100, risk to reward ratio is okay. It's not the best one in the world, but is okay. So, thank you very much, dear traders, for attending this seminar. Now a short break. And after that, we will have a webinar about the price action. I hope to see you all there. Thanks very much and good luck.